I was born in Kandy to Indian parents. My father and mother were Indians from Tanjavur, from Kumbakonam. And my mother was a violinist and my father was a tablaist, and both were vocalists. So at the age of 8 itself, my father taught me to play tabla and he used to train me in singing. So keeping that in background, I would like to tell you how Swami entered in 1969. After finishing my studies in Kandy, I came to Colombo to my sister's place in search of a job. Since I was a musician, we had some friends, we used to get together, and on Sundays we used to have some music program in the house. And one of the guitarists who was my friend, his mother fell sick and she had a heart attack and he had to go to see her. So he went, and after 1 week, myself and my another friend, we said, let us go and see what has happened to this guy, because no information, whether his mother is alive or dead, we don't know, because he was a good friend. So we decided to go to a village called Kurunagala in Kandy. It's about 45 miles from Colombo. So we went to that village, and his house was inside the village, and there was no transport for that village. So we had to walk. And they told me, when we showed the place, the people say it's about 2 miles, Now I have to add something here. When Swami does something, he'll definitely have a plan. So I didn't realize why Swami is making me walk 2 miles, not knowing that he has his own plans. So what happened? We started walking. While walking, my friend said, do you know, there is one Sathya Sai Baba who is an avatar of God, and he is in India, and he is fantastic. He said, I have read about him, and I feel personally that he is definitely an avatar of God. Now the thing is, this fellow is a Christian, and a Christian explaining to me about Sathya Sai Baba. So I was not very keen. I said, it's okay, nice to hear that God has come in avatar form. And then he said, I have a bhajan, a song actually, which I had made for him, and it's a beautiful song. And he sang that song. And something happened in my mind when I heard that tune. And I was thinking, this cannot be a normal person, because the way this fellow describes, could be there is something. So, having said that, we entered the village where my friend's house was there. So we went there, and he had gone to the hospital because the mother was in the ICU. So he had gone to the hospital. So we said, okay, then the servant said, sir has gone. So we said, we'll wait and see. So we waited in the house. And it was around 1 p.m. in the afternoon. And I was feeling hungry. And I had a habit of putting betel leaves. Because when one T.M. Soundararajan, who is a very playback singer, famous singer, a legend, when he had come to Sri Lanka, I had gone and asked him, sir, what do you do to improve your voice? He said, betel leaves is the best. So I started putting betel leaves. My friend also a singer, we both started putting betel leaves. And it was a kind of belief that when you take some betel leaves, your hunger subsides. So what we went to some small shop was there on the side of the house. We went there. And those days, they used to take 2 leaves like this, put some arecanut, put some chunam, and they wrap it. And there are nails which are nailed on a small, strip of wood. So these fellows will insert that in between the 2 nails. So like that 10, 15, betel leaves are put in that small place. So he took one from that side, I took one from here. And then I opened it to eat. To my surprise, there is Sathya Sai Baba with Abhayahasta sign like this. And in Tamil it is written, Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. And it was neatly cut like from a newspaper. So my friend, he jumped up. He was so happy. He said, Shiva, you are finished. You are now taken over by Baba. I am sure he is going to make you a devotee. This was his, because he was so happy that Baba had come in that form. So I had a doubt whether this boutique fellow had cut and done something. So I went and asked him in his language. His language was Sinhalese, and I knew the language. So I went and asked him, hey, from where you got this photo? He said, sir, in this part of the village, there are no Tamils and there are no Tamil papers available in the first place. He said, this is a Sinhalese, highly populated Sinhalese village. So it's confirmed. Now, what is confirmed? This is our Bhagavan's work. So he came in the form of a wrapped paper of a beetle leaf. So the moment he told me that, I looked at Baba's paper and something churned in my mind. And it was telling me that there may be some truth in this. So that is the entry point of Bhagavan Baba. So he entered my life in 1969 in the form of a Abhayahasta photograph, which was wrapped in a, the beetle was wrapped in it and it was kept there. So it went there, so we came back, then the friend came and to make the short story, he came back, everything was okay. We came back to Colombo. And then I was looking for a job because I came to get a job. Then in 1970, okay, this is 69, 70, 1 year, there was some ad in the papers and I managed to get a job in a computer company which was called ICL. Now, those days, there were two legends who were manufacturing computers. One was ICL, International Computers Limited, and the other one was IBM, International Business Machines. These were the two giants who were manufacturing mainframe computers those days. So I had got a junior engineer job in the data processing division of the ICL. And in that interview, they said that if you work hard and we find you suitable, we'll send you to London and we'll give you a computer engineering course and you have to study there. We'll spend all the money for you. You get qualified and you come back. If you fail, then you lose your job. This is what they said. So 70, this happened. So I was working very hard. And then I wanted to know something more about the computers because I'm working with the computers and I didn't know the spelling of the computer. So what I did, I had a maths teacher whom I knew who was in Kandy. He was in Colombo. I managed to get his contact and I wanted to go for tuition to his house to learn something more about the computer and all that. Here also I have to say, this is also Bhagavan's master plan. Once he enters your life, you can't believe the way he will, make you a good human being. You can't believe that. That's the way, Swami, I have to say this here because you will know what is going to happen now. Then I used to take a walk to that teacher's house to learn this something about computers. And while I was walking, in one place, I heard a very beautiful singing session. And I stood for a minute or two. I was listening to it. And something told me that this is not a musical thing. This is something very devotional. And I was happy to hear that. I felt very happy that I was able to hear that. But I had to go for the tuition, so I said, let me go. So I walked. The second time, this was happening on Thursdays, every Thursday. The next Thursday, I was walking on the same path. I heard the same, I call it now bhajans. I heard the same music. Then I stood for 15 minutes or so, and I was listening to it. And something told me that this is very peaceful. I was very peaceful listening to those beautiful bhajans. Then I went. Then the third Thursday, before going to the center, my mother was a staunch devotee of Baba. So I asked her, Amma, what is this? You are going for bhajans and all every day. Where do you go and what is this about? She told me, I go to this place. And that is the exact place which I was passing last 2 weeks. I said, Ma, I was passing that side and I heard this. She said, this is Sathya Sai Baba bhajans. So I said, it's beautiful. Can I also, take part in that? She said, sure, why not? So she was already a singer there. And this was in a place called Kotahena in Colombo. That's where my life started. My everything started there with Swami. So then I went the third week I was going. Then I decided to go inside. I went inside and I sat. And then I saw Bhagawan's beautiful photo there. And that's the first time I'm looking at him. And I said, my God, this is the same photo which I got when I opened my beetle leaves. Same Abhyasta pose. So I was now convinced that what my friend told me is true, that Swami is slowly getting into my life. So I went there and then came back. Then what my mother did, she had gone and told them that she knows that I play the tabla. As I told you, I learned tabla from small days. So she had gone and told the harmonists there that my son can play the tabla. So the next week when I went, he came, he called me and he said, come son, you come. Baba is asking you to come. Like that he said, and he made me sit and I started playing the tabla. This went on for about a year. In 1973, my mother said, now you have got a job and Baba has blessed you, you are going for bhajans. I think now is the time that you should get married. So I said, fine. And then she, through some marriage brokers, found a proposal. And the girl's name I have to say because it's very important for the interview. Her name was Jayanti and her father's name was Tyagaraja. So they came, they saw me, everything was fixed. And we did a registered marriage. Legally we were married. Now what is left is in our Hindu custom, we have to put a thali, a Mangal Sutra. So that was left. So that was fixed. And the cards were printed. They were sent to most of my relations. And everybody had come to my house in Kotahena. And I was supposed to go to the temple for the marriage. Marriage was fixed at about 9 or something in the morning. At 7:30, this man comes, Mr. Tyagaraja. He comes to my house and he says, I am sorry that we have to call off this marriage. My daughter is not willing to marry you. Imagine, I am a devotee of Baba. I have just started believing him and then I get a shock like this. So my mother said, son, don't worry about anything, okay? You believe Baba, he will do only good to you. He will never do anything bad. We don't know what is there in our store. So have patience and don't scold him, listen to him, and whatever he wants, you do it. So that man said, he had actually given some money for us. He said, you please return that money and then we would like you to file divorce. Because we were legally married. So I said, fine. So I signed the divorce paper And the only thing which kept me alive was Baba's bhajans. My faith in Baba. Thinking that I had already got into the process. I was believing him more and more. And I was getting more attached to the bhajans. And this was like my life. And I was confident after my mother told me that he is God. So nothing can go wrong. So I kept quiet and divorce was filed. And it went on like that. 75, after 2 years, my mother comes and tells me, son, now that thing you forget. I told her, Amma, already one thing is gone. Now the second thing? No. This is a very good place. And she used the key word, She said, she is a Sankita Vidwan. That key word, see how Swami moves his coins. This is a beautiful way the Lord works. You don't know how nicely He works. He uses your weakness for your good. I was fascinated with music. So He knew, if I use this word, this fellow will agree. So she used that key word. She said, Sankita Vidwan. Finished. I was blown off. Oh, what I started imagining, Sankita Vidwan. So that means if I marry this girl, she will be singing bhajans and I will be playing the tabla. This was my imagination. And my mother said, tomorrow the father is coming to see you. Okay. And I went to see him. The father came. And you should note the name. His name was Pakya Raja. The first girl's father was Tyaga Raja. This fellow's name is Pakya Raja. He came. He was sitting in front of me. And he asked me, son, what is your height? Now I was wondering, this man has come, he has not even spoken to me, he doesn't know anything about me, and he is asking about the height. I told him, sir, my height is 5.5. And what he said, my daughter's height is 5'4". Again, surprise. I was thinking, what is this man has already decided like he is going to marry the girl, And then he gets up, he comes to me, and see how beautifully this Swami enters the life. He comes to me and he says, show me your hand. I show my right hand. He takes a ring from his hand, from the finger, which was, when I saw, was a Baba ring, beautiful Baba ring. He puts it to my hand. He says, hey, it's fitting you well. So this is the size. We'll make a ring of this size. It looks like Baba is approving your marriage. These are words, So I was surprised. One side I was surprised, one side I was happy that something Swami is doing. So then he went and sat again. And then the third surprise, he told me, my wife is already in Puttaparthi and she is one of the best Carnatic singers in Sri Lanka. She is even called Ilathu M.S. Sumulachmi. That is the kind of thing he said. So this added more happy to me because her mother is such a singer, so daughter also must be a great singer. So again my thought was, she can sing bhajans, I can play tabla. Then he said, her mother is there and I am going to, contact her through, because those days there were no phones, only STDs, is what you call long distance call. You have to book and talk. So they were staying in one place where there was a phone available. So she said, I'm going to call her, I'm going to ask her to buy, we have what is a sari for the wedding. It's a custom in the Hindu customs. They buy a sari and they give that I have to give that to the girl and then she will wear that and come and then we have to tie the Mangal Sutra. So she said, I'm going to ask her to buy a sari, take it to Swami and get it blessed. And this ended, he went off. Now after a week, I'm getting a letter from him saying that she had taken the sari and gone to Baba. Baba had blessed the sari and he has said, the boy is good. You can marry, you can go ahead with the marriage. So see how beautifully this Bhagawan does things. He comes to me in a form of a paper wrapped in some betel leaf. Huh? Then he sends me to some tuition place where I hear bhajans. He makes me go into the center, play tabla. Then he calls for one marriage. That is gone. Now the second marriage. And then I have to tell you one more thing now. My father-in-law, when he wrote the letter, he has written my daughter's name. I don't know whether any of you can guess. Her name is Jayanti. I was shocked when I read that name. Already one Jayanti's divorce is going, and there is another Jayanti who is entering my life. And there is another little story I have to add to this. There was one of my cousins, my mother's sister's son, who was staying with us. And he was very, very keen that I get married and that I get settled. And he said, if you marry Jayanti, I will become a devotee of Baba. This was his words. But because the marriage got called off, he couldn't become a devotee. So he was coming and telling me, why are you believing this Baba? See, already one is God, and why are you wasting your time, I don't think he is God. This was his sentence. I told him, no, it's not like that. See, Bhagavan, you have to know that as per your karmas, things get delayed. And if you trust Bhagavan, he is the one who can do the programming. And I was already in computers and my knowledge of some idea of programming was there. So I used to tell him, it's not like that. He can change any program. He can change your fate. That is Bhagavan. So have patience. And then to make the story short, the marriage took place. And I had to go to a place called Jaffna to marry her because they were in that country, in that city. So at the marriage table, we had a registration. So while signing, I just asked her, can you tell me something about you? She said, I am a Sankita Vidwan in English. The moment she said that, I knew, now everything is done. Nothing to talk. And then the marriage took place. And then life started. Now, I was in Colombo, and at that time, see, they say that as per astrology, okay, I don't know how much you all believe in astrology, but I have some belief in them. They say that as per the matching of the charts, you get some good benefits by the combination of the wife's chart to the husband. This is a normal trend in life. So what happened, it was said in the chart that a husband will get promotions and blah, 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 and all those things. And to my surprise, I got a promotion in the same company as a computer engineer. Now, after that, I was sent to UK. I finished my studies, got my computer engineering, and I came back. And I started my work in ICL. And also, because I had done so well in my exams in UK, the company promoted me as the chief computer engineer of Sri Lanka. Can you understand what Bhagavan is doing? See the way he is raising me. And he has given me a wife who can sing bhajans. And then he promotes me. And he has gotten me a job which is a topmost job in that period. Very few computer engineers were there. And I started work with the first generation of computer, which was valves, tubes. Then I went to the transistor second generation. Then I went to the third generation IC. And I was doing very well with Bhagavan's bhajans on one side, my wife singing bhajans. Everything was going very smooth. And one day I was sitting in my office and I get a call from some gentleman. He said, I am Mr. Othman. I said, yes, sir. He said, I am the recruitment manager for the government of Bahrain. See now what's happening. I have no clue. But I did not say anything to him that, I'm surprised or anything like that. I knew after getting used to Baba's things, I knew that there may be something coming. Baba may be doing something. So better to keep patience. And I told him, yes, sir, I am Sivananthan, yes. And we want you to come for an interview tomorrow at this time, at this place, because you had applied for a, job in our electricity directorate. Finished. So I came back home. I had to ask my wife now. So I asked her, did you do anything applying for a job or anything like that? Because your father is always insisting that I should go abroad. So did you do anything like that? She said, well, tell me more. She said, somebody, Othman's from Bahrain. He said, he's in Sri Lanka. He wants me to come for an interview tomorrow. She was jumping. She said, Sai Ram, Baba has done it. I said, what Baba had done? Then she said, myself and my cousin, her cousin was there, one Mr. Dayaparan. They had both applied for this job using all my certificates because they know where it was. And I had been offered the job. Already I am the chief engineer. I have a house, a car, and I am in a very good position. So there was no need for me to go abroad. So she knew that. So she applied on her own. And see how Bhagawan is moving. And I was wondering, why Bahrain? Bahrain is a desert country. There won't be any bhajan. And they will not allow you to have any idol or worship because it's a Muslim country. I said, okay. Then she said, please, for my sake, you please go and attend the interview. So I went. I attended the interview. Since I was already the chief engineer of Sri Lanka, there was no question. A few questions they asked. He said, sir, we are offering you the job. This is the job, this blah, 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 he said. And he said, we would like you to sign the contract. So he gave me about half an hour for me to read. And I signed the contract. Now I came home. And my wife was very happy because I got a job in Bahrain, in the government. Now my worry is how to go and tell this to my current employer, who has spent lakhs of rupees in educating me in UK, and I have to pay that back. So I was worried. So I told my wife, what do I do? She said, you don't worry. Baba, you don't know Baba. I know Baba since the age of 8. She got her first interview when she was 8 years old. And she had several more interviews. And she studied in Bangalore. So it was very easy for her to go to Whitefield and meet Bhagawan most of the time. And her parents are also great devotees of Baba. So she said, you don't know Baba. Just you go and talk to your boss. So the next day I went to him and I told him, sir, this is the case. He was very good. You're very lucky. You got a good job. So then I quietly asked him, sir, but you have already spent money and sent me to UK, and what do I do with that? You think in Bahrain they are going to give you 1,000, 2,000? They are going to give you lakhs. So I will tell, his brother was the accountant. He said, I will tell my brother, you sign a contract and monthly you send some money and finish it off. I agreed. So that is also sorted out. I thought he is going to blast me and file a case against me because I am the chief engineer. And suddenly I want to get a job when I am going. And with all this, another thing happened. What happened? There was a computer in State Engineering Corporation. It was the second generation. That means transistorized computer. And they used to use that computer for examination results, processing 12th, 10th results. This computer broke down. Now, I am an expert in that computer. So the MD called me and said, before you go, you try to fix this computer because you are the only one who knows this. I said, sure, sir, I'll do that. So I went. I was doing all kinds of things I know. I tested everything I know, but I couldn't find the fault. So this was going on for a week. Now time is running because I don't know when that fellow will call me to Bahrain to come and when he is going to send the visa and all. So I came home and our house was very closer to the State Engineering Corporation that time. So I came home and my wife asked me, why are you looking very disturbed? All these days I say you like a small pussycat going, coming, what's happening? I said, this computer is broken down and I'm not able to find the fault, even though I am the expert in that. She said, if I tell you something, you won't get offended? I said, no. She said, from the time you came back from London, I am noticing that you are getting up, dressing up, taking bath and going straight to office. What happened to your prayers to Baba? See the beauty of Bhagawan. Then only I realized, hey, what you say is correct. Then immediately it struck to me that this must be the work of Baba. So I took bath, went to Swami, put all the flowers, did the Astotram, and I prayed to him and said, Swami, please forgive me, Swami. You know me, I am innocent, but please forgive me. I didn't realize that, I was so much so much knowledge was given to me, and I was so interested in my work that I did not, pay attention to this prayer part. I said, Swami, please help me. You are the only one who can help me because this computer is in serious problem and the managing director is upset with me because I am not able to fix it. Right? I went to office and my assistant, those are mainframes, huge computers. He had opened the back of the computer where the fans are fitted to cool the system because it was transistorized computers. There were about 150 boards, plugged in. So they all generate heat. So he thought if I open the things and keep, maybe the AC cooling will cool and some thing might happen. This was his idea. So I went, I saw these fans were all put out and I told him, no, this will not work. And what I did, I put my hand to close one of the covers. The cover was open like this and the fan is there. So I just put my hand to close it. I felt as if somebody took my hand and pushed it into the blade of the fan. I was feeling that. Somebody caught and like that he pushed like that. And then there was a test program running for the memory part. It stopped. So I knew. Immediately it struck to me what is the problem. So I raised both my hands up and I was shouting to my assistant, hey, I found the fault. We can fix it. So from there he was saying, sir, your finger is bleeding. Blood is coming and is going to the shirt. Then I saw this finger had split into two, like a V, this finger, and blood was coming out. And my shirt was red. So what I did, I caught like that. And I told him, please call my wife. I have to go to the doctor. Because my house was there. So they called from the landline and she came. So when she came, we said we'll go to the doctor. So I went to the doctor. Now the doctor, there was no doctor at that time, there was a nurse. So she said, let me see. When I opened, blood was coming. So he said, okay, hold it. She said, it looks like that we might have to, amputate this piece. This is what she said. Because it's cracked too much. I don't think they can fix it because the nail was there. I got a heart attack. Because why? This finger is very useful for playing the tabla. Without this finger, nobody can play tabla. And I was a right-hander. So I needed this finger. So I was holding, I told Jayanti, look, let's run away from here, okay? I don't like this place. I don't want to see any surgeon, let's go home. She was saying, you come, let's go. So we went home. When we went home, I told her, you bring the Vibhuti Dappa of Swami. I prayed to Swami and I put Vibhuti full and I held it and I told her, tie it. So she tied it with a bandage and here this finger was like this. And then I kept it like that for 30 days. I did not use this finger. She was helping me with all the things and I was having a spoon and eating. After 30 days, I opened the bandage. The wound had healed, but it was like a V. One side this side, one side that side. The nail is also into half. One nail on this side, one nail on the other side. And it's healed. The wound is healed. Now I was thinking, Bhagawan, hey, what to do now? This is healed now. Some idea came to me. Then I told Swami, if you really feel that I should play tabla for your bhajans, you cure this finger. Otherwise, I will accept that you don't want me to play, I will not play any tabla. And I told her, bring the vibhuti back. The healed part, I caught it together, put vibhuti back, nicely tied it, and left it for again 30 days. Please don't ask me why 30 days, it's just a number. I left it for 30 days. And after 30 days, I opened it out and the finger is like this. What is today? And here also, if you come closer, you can see there is a mark here. The split mark is still there. But the nail had grown and everything is perfectly all right. So then I prayed to Bhagawan, Swami, thank you, Bhagawan. That means you want me to play tabla. So I started playing tabla for bhajans again. And then the call came from Bahrain and we had to go to Bahrain now. Now the Bahrain offer is also a great offer. Huh? They are giving housing, they are giving car, and also they are giving me, because the job I have got, to work in a real-time computer system, controlling the electricity power system of Bahrain. Now I don't know much about this controlling. So the government, because I am an expert in computers, they said we will send you to Switzerland for 6 months to study this process part and we'll bring you back and you have to install and run the computer. So see again, once he sent me to UK, now he is sending me to Switzerland from Bahrain. And this is on the government expense. I got the job, I went to Bahrain and then I went to Switzerland. I stayed there also. There also I met some devotees of Baba, had some bhajans and all. To make it short, I came back to Bahrain and I started working and then I had to call my wife and I had 2 kids that time, small kids. One Sai Prakash and Sangeeta Sai, very small kids. That one Sai was 3 years old and Sangeeta was 1 year old. So both of them came, we settled down, they gave us a beautiful house and we were there. And then now my worry was, why Swami brought me to this desert place where there is no bhajan? Okay, my wife is a singer, I can sit at home and play. But nothing like going into a bhajan center and seeing the people and having Swami there, no? And why Swami says, wherever my bhajan is sung, I am there. So I was worried about that. And then I came to know that there is a Krishna temple in Bahrain. I said, now let's go to Krishna temple and listen to some Krishna bhajans. So I went to Krishna temple. I went inside the Krishna temple, I prayed and only I went alone. And I was praying and all that. And suddenly one gentleman came. He looked a North Indian, but very fair. And he came to me and he said, Sai Ram. I don't know who is that. Huh? He's saying Sai Ram. I said Sai Ram. Then I asked him, you are a Baba devotee? He says, yes. Then he is telling me, do you know there are bhajans in this country, even though it's a Muslim country. He was trying to give me information that in a Muslim country bhajans are happening, Baba's bhajans. And he told me, I will give you a phone number, you call that person, and then he will take you to the place where bhajan is happening. And he mentioned the word, one name, he said, Mr. Vinod Pasi. This is the name he said. I said, okay. I took the number, came home. We had a landline, so I called that guy. And he was a Muslim gentleman. His name was Anis Isani, Muslim. And I asked him, do you know where the Sai bhajans are going on here? He said, yes. I said, can you take me there? I am a devotee of Baba. And I do play tabla. Because I was introducing to him that, because I was thinking, because you are playing tabla, then they will call you, no, come, because they may be looking for people. This was my concept. And it happened. He said, yes, you are a tabla player, we need you very much, because we don't have a tabla player with us. See the way Swami is connecting. He's already made the arrangements. He made my finger all right so that I can continue playing the tabla. And he takes me to a Krishna Mandir. And one gentleman comes and introduces himself with Sai Ram. And he gives me information through him. Bhajan is happening here. Is there anything more to talk about Bhagawan? Beautiful Bhagawan. Bhagawan is, I can't tell you what love he has. He is an embodiment of love. There is nothing else. And then I go to that Mr. Vinod Pasi's house. There were only 4 people in the bhajan. With me and my wife, now 6 people. So we had bhajan, we were playing everything. It was going on for some time. And then because we had joined, she was a Sankita Vidwan and I am a tabla player, the center grew, slowly it became 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 like this. It came to 100. 100 people started attending and Vinod's house was not enough. So we had to find another house to have the bhajans. So we shifted the bhajan to another house and Vinod Pasi was the president. And then we started doing bhajans. This went on for some time. And in 1969, Swami entered my life. Now 1989, after 20 years, 89, what's happening? We had a birthday, our children were a little big, and we had a birthday function. And we were called to have a function, and I called the one doctor, who was a very good friend of ours, one Mrs. Susan, to come for the birthday party. She came. And while just looking, she was looking at my wife and she said, why your stomach is big? Okay. So, we were not alarmed because she was on the fat side. So we thought the stomach is big. And she said, no, even then I would like you to come to the hospital. We'll do a checkup. So we took her to the hospital and we did a checkup. And she said, there is an ovarian cyst weighing 8 kilos inside her stomach. And it's due to be operated. Now this reminded me that when we got our first interview in 1982 in Puttaparthi, we had gone there. Swami said in the interview, Amma, your stomach is not good, but I will take care of it. So immediately I remembered what Swami said in 1982. So I thought, so this must have been the problem. Now everything is fixed, operation is fixed. Then I go to my office and I was a bit sad because, this operation, I don't know what will happen and it's a liquid. So the doctor was not very sure. she was saying there is 50% chance of the successful operation. So this was going on in my mind. And I went back to the office. And as I walked into the office, her newspaper was kept on my table. Now, I don't read newspapers, but the newspaper was on my table. So I asked my peon fellow who came to my office, who kept it. He said, I don't know, sir. When I came to clean your table also, I saw this paper was there. I said, okay, leave it. Then I went, I sat, I took the paper. And what was there? On the side, first headline, then a side small headline is there. Operation failure and the name of the hospital. Okay. Now, in Bahrain, the famous hospital is called Salmiya Hospital. That is a government hospital and the best hospital in Bahrain. Salmiya Hospital, it was written. I said, hey, what is this here? Operation failure? So I was very keen. I started reading. It was the same kind of operation. It was an ovarian cyst operation. And they said that that is the time I came to know about the operation. I was such a buddhu. I knew nothing else than computers. I knew, then only I came to know there is a lung machine, there is a heart machine, there are so many machines connected and they give anesthesia and they operate. I didn't know this. And they had put there, the lung machine had failed. And the patient has gone into coma. Now I read this, I started shivering. Then I prayed to Bhagawan, Bhagawan, what are you trying to tell me, Are you trying to tell me don't operate here? Or what are you trying to tell me? So with that thought, I went home and my wife was there and in the night I heard her sobbing. So I went to our shrine room, she was sitting and sobbing. I said, what happened? Why are you sobbing? She said, no, I had been singing bhajans for so many years from small days. And now Swami has not done anything and he is allowing the people to open my stomach. So I am very worried about it. I don't know whether I will survive and all this. So I said, don't worry. Something happened like this in the office. And I feel Swami is calling us. So we will go to Swami before operation. Let Swami decide whether to operate or not, then we will do it. So then we decided to go and with the greatest difficulty, we got the tickets because I had just come back after holidays. So there was no tickets, no allowance there for ticket. But my Bahraini boss, an Arab, he was so kind to me because I had been an expert in the department. So he was so kind to me and he said, sir, I will advance next year's ticket and leave. You please take your wife, go to India, operate and come back. This was his words. See, again there, Swami is arranging. He is arranging the tickets, he is arranging the leave, and I am getting all the things what is. So we got ready and we came to Whitefield. Swami was in Whitefield, because it was in April. So when we came to Whitefield, I took all the reports and I went for darshan. And I told the Sevadal convener that, my wife is sick and we have to ask Swami. So he said, I can't allow you to sit in front, I will allow you to sit in the second row. So we said, thank you very much. I went and sat in the second row. Those days, there was no hall, nothing was there. It was just a small, full of sand. And Krishna was there and the small shed. And Swami used to come from his building, in Whitefield. So you come walking, so I come able to see Swami coming walking. And I'm saying Sai Ram, and I'm looking at him, he's coming. He came straight to me. And he stretched his hands like this. So I knew he's asking for the reports. So I gave the report. He took both of the reports and he had darshan and he went back. Now my reports have gone. Now I came back to the room. We were staying outside. So my children were with me. My Sai Prakash was with me, my son. And he was asking, Daddy, what foolish thing you did? Now, if you want to show some doctor in Bangalore, how will you show? There are no reports. Now, Swami has taken the reports and gone. I said, see, you're too small to understand this, okay? Have patience. Bhagawan, if he does something, that is the meaning. Don't worry. If he has taken the report, that means good. That means something he is going to do. And we waited, and next day, we went for darshan. Swami came as usual. He just looked and went. No talk. My wife was sitting on the wheelchair. He didn't look at her also, he went. Now, third day, Swami comes, doesn't look, goes. And that day, another surprising thing happened. What is that? They were talking in the Sevadars that Swami is going to Kodaikanal today. And we saw Swami's car going. Now what will happen to my wife and what do I do with her? And how can I take her to Kodaikanal with such a big stomach? And the doctor has already warned me, you have to take good care because a small thing, if it clicks, if it bursts, your wife will die. So I was now thinking what to do. Then we went to the room. And I have heard from devotees that they used to put chits and ask Swami sometimes. So I said, let me follow that method. I took a chit. I wrote, you all can come to Kodaikanal. I wrote another chit, no, you cannot come to Kodaikanal. I wrote another chit, I have nothing to do with this. And I kept a blank chit also, 4. But maybe he doesn't want to say anything. So we put all the chits and I told my daughter was small, said go and pick up one chit. She picked it up and it was written, come to Kodaikanal. Right, now permission is granted. Now how do I take her in this condition? And Kodaikanal is such a climb up. So then my son suggested we take a flight from Bangalore to Madurai. And from Madurai, we'll go by car and we'll see that Amma is comfortable in the back seat. And we'll manage in the front seat. Because those days, ambassador cars, very big. They are big cars. So we went, and to make the story short, we arrived at Kodaikanal. Now, we went for darshan the next day. And in 1989, this happened in 89, and I find Mr. Vinod Pasi is there in Kodaikanal. So when I saw Vinod Pasi, I was happy. I said, my God, somebody known to me is there. And I did not say something else because in the 82 interview, Swami told me to take over the center and run, that Pasi would come for employment. And Vinod Pasi is still here in Puttaparthi. And he was the CFO for the university. So he was employed. So he was there. So when I saw him, I was happy. So he asked me what happened. I said, he knows Jayanti well because she was a singer. He said, like this happened and we have come from Whitefield and we are here now. He said, don't worry, if Swami has brought you here, that means he is going to take care of you. You don't worry. And then he told me that and I went back to the hotel. And the next day, Mr. Pasi said, why don't you give an application to Swami? Because in Puttaparthi, we don't have a computer center. We have a computer center, but it's the old computers. And Swami wants to renovate that. And why don't you try? Maybe he has brought you for that. This is what Mr. Pasi said. So I said, Pasi, I am already in Bahrain. I am working for the government. And how will I leave government and come? They will kill me. No, you write. You first make an application. So I sat in the right, I wrote everything, about 4-5 pages. I folded it, put it in an envelope, and then I realized the next day is Ashtami. Ashtami, you don't do anything good things, according to the Hindu customs. So I told Pasi, tomorrow is Ashtami. How will I give this application? He said, you don't give it. You keep it in your pocket. If Swami wants, he will take it. So I kept it in my pocket. I went and sat for darshan. Swami came. And as Vinod said, his style of taking with 2 fingers. So he took like that. And he went inside. So after that we met Pasi. Pasi was in the same hotel. So Pasi said, I think something is happening. Because if Swami has taken, that means definitely something is going to happen. You pray and wait. And the next day, he went for darshan, and after darshan, so he came and told me, Swami has told you to come for an interview tomorrow. He's going to call you for an interview. My God, I was in heaven. Right. Good. Then we waited. Then Swami called us for interview. So we went into the interview. And he called one more family also for the interview, who were known to us in Bahrain. She was one Dr. Hema and one Raja Almula. He called them also. I don't know for what. And we went to the interview. And then Swami was talking. Then he was blessing my wife. Dirka Sumangali Baba. So I said, Swami, no. You have to bless both of us. Because I know Dirka Sumangali Baba, even if she dies tomorrow, she is Dirka Sumangali only. I don't want her to die. But my children are small. How will I bring them up? So I told Swami, no. Then he told my wife, see how smart your husband is. And he called both of us. He kept the hand on both of our heads. Long life, he said. And then in the interview, he suddenly said, take a photograph. So we all stood, and who was going to take the photograph? That Mr. Rajol Mullah. Because he had a camera. See why he has called them to take the photograph. So he took the photograph, and he was from Bahrain. Now after everything was over, Swami said, okay, now I have to go. And he told my wife and kids, he said, do you know that your children want to study in my school? Swami, I don't know, Swami. See, he has written a letter. He wants to study in Puttaparthi. So I'm going to give him admission. Okay? And to support them, I'm taking your wife also there. I will take care of her. He said, no doctor, no operation, no medicine. 3 things he said. I will take care of your wife. And he finished the interview, and Swami got into the car, and he went somewhere in Kodai. Now I was thinking, what will I do now? Swami didn't tell me to come. He said, children he will give admission and wife he will take. What do I do? So I was confused. So I went and told Mr. Pasi. Pasi ji, he did not say anything. He said, this is the way Swami will teasing you. Swami teasing you. You wait here. Don't go to the room. You wait here. He will come again. So I was waiting, praying to Swami and waiting. And then Swami's car came. He was in a red car. He came. He put his shutters down and he called me like this with the finger. So I went close. Okay, you also come to Puttaparthi and you start my computer center, he said. My God, I can't express my happiness and that grace of Bhagawan. So I said, thank you, Swami. And then he went. And he told us to come in June. Now we went back to Bahrain. And then my friend, who had taken the photograph, he called me and he said, do you know, Mr. Shiva, I had 36 shots in that. Only your shot has come, all the others have got corrupted. Again, Swami's grace. He wanted that photograph to survive. And I'm still having that photograph. And we'll see how it goes. And then, we waited for the visas to come and to come in June. So, there was one ambassador, his name was one Mr. Nair. And thank to Swami that he was also a devotee of Baba. And he was very close to us because we had very good bhajans in Bahrain. So we said, now we know the ambassador, so let us go and talk to him. So I went and met him, I talked to him, I said, sir, like this, Bhagawan has asked me to come. So please tell me how we can apply for visa, what we should do. Then he told me, you can apply for an annual visa, which is renewable every year. And he said, as a ambassador, I will recommend you. Because you had been doing so much work for Bhagawan and you are also Indian origin. So I'll recommend you. So he recommended, send the application to the government. We applied for the visas. Now we are waiting for the visas to come and to go to Swami in June. Visa didn't come in June and it became July. And then we came to know that there was some problem with the Mr. Rajiv Gandhi, the Prime Minister that time. He had visited Sri Lanka and I believe some soldier tried to hit him with a gun or something like that. So this news came and we were told that the government of India has banned visas for all Sri Lankans. This was in July. In July, by end of July, Mr. Pasi calls me from India and he tells me, where are you? Swami is asking for you. He told you to come in June and now it's July, you are still not come. Then I said, you please tell Swami this is what has happened, we are waiting for the visas. The moment the call came, I knew if Swami is asking, that means he is going to set everything right. And then we had one friend called Sanjay Anand. His father was working in the government and he was working in the same section for foreigners' visas. So through him, he also was a devotee. So through him, some small things he talked to the minister and finally it got approved. And he got the visa on the 1st of or 2nd of August, I think. And then we immediately packed. We were already packed. So we got the tickets and we arrived in Puttaparthi on the 5th of August. Then Mr. Chakravarti sir, and that time the Vice Chancellor was Mr. Professor Sampath. So they both were waiting and when they saw me, they said, my God, you have come at last. We thought in June and now the computer center not started yet. People are all waiting and what. Then we explained to him what happened. Then he said, okay. And then he went and told Swami that Sivananthan has come and you please see him and we'll proceed. Swami said, yeah, okay. Ask him to sit in the second arch. Now those days there were no Sai Kulwant hall. They had only arches, big arches were there. And he told me to sit in the second arch. So I went and sat. Swami came, he looked at me and he went. 5th. 6th he came, again he looked at me and he went. So then Professor Sampath and Registrar Chakravarti sir, they went to Swami and told, Swami, he's sitting there in the second arch and you didn't call him. Yeah, I saw he's sitting there. I will call him, he said. Then 7th, he didn't call. Then Professor Sampath and Chakravarti sir came and told me, I don't know why Swami is not calling you. Now you have to pray. Now between it you and Swami. Now we cannot go and tell anymore. He might chase us out if you open your topic. So now between you and Swami. 7th. 8th, he didn't call. So now I knew this is the standard style of Swami, that he wants me to pray more. He's trying to mold me to get my heart more stronger. And 9th of August, he called us for the interview. My 2 children were there. We all 4 of us went. And see how concerned Swami is about education. The moment he went in, he called the then principal, one Abu was there, in Puttaparthi. He called Abu, asked him to come. So he came and he said, "You remember I told you 2 children are coming from Bahrain in June? Some reason they couldn't come. They have come now. These are the 2 children. You take them and admit them today. And tell Madam Muni, tell Munikol to take the girl, and after the interview he will come and he will fill all the forms. You tell her that Swami has said." So the 2 children were taken and they went out. So only me, my wife and some others were there. So Swami took us to the second room, and then, I didn't want to, keep something. I don't keep anything in my mind. If there anything, I will tell Swami straight. So I told Swami, forgive me, Swami, but why you didn't call me, Swami? From 5th we are waiting. He said, computer center is for my students to study. They must become experts in computer knowledge. So it's such a auspicious thing to do. Can I call you on Ashtami Navami and open the center or employ you? No. So I waited till the bad period is over, and today is the good period. So that's why I didn't call you. See, Swami doesn't need to explain, but see the compassion of the Lord, how sometimes he gives you simple things, he tells you. And then he materialized and he put this ring on my finger and he asked me, "Hey, is the size correct?" So I said, "Swami, yes, Swami." Then said, "Sai," like this he pointed and said, "Sai is always perfect." And then he said, "Now go straight to the computer center. I will come there and you have to do everything and you have to set up everything." And he had already bought people from Bombay, carpenters, everybody were ready to make all the things they need. And then I went. Then Swami came after some time. And Swami was giving instructions to even where to place the computers. He was saying, put one there, one here, one here. And he used the word server. Put the server there, he said. And then he used the word UPS. He said, put the UPS here. See the details to what Bhagawan knows about computers. People may think, what does the Lord know about computers? He is the creator of the computer. He is the creator of the whole universe. What he cannot do? He knows everything. That's why we say Swami, Bhagavan is all-knowing. So then we started and we made everything ready, and then we have to now open the computer center. In the meantime, Swami had called me and he had given me staff quarters. We were staying in B8 in the first floor. And we were there, and then I used to go every day, and Swami used to come almost every day till everything was set up. Then this started, then now we have to get the center opened. So one day Chakravarti sir told me, and also Swami, once he told me, you should always follow Chakravarti. If there is anything you need, you can come to me also. But better you keep contact with Chakravarti. Whatever he says, you listen. So that's the way he made me work with Chakravarti sir. And Chakravarti sir is my boss, my guide, my second Bhagavan, I should say, because he had done so much to me in my life. So then Chakravarti sir came and said, I think tomorrow Swami is coming here. Maybe he'll open the center. So we got everything ready and everything was done. And now Swami's car was coming. From the center you can see the road, Swami's car was coming. It went straight down. Then we go into the hostel, boys' hostel. So we knew maybe while coming back he may come. So we waited. After 1 hour the car went straight back. So he didn't come. So Chakravarti sir said maybe another day. And it went on about 2-3 days went. Then suddenly one day he came and he said, Swami said he is coming to open the computer center. Now this is in the morning. We have not planned anything. Everything is there. We have to sweep. We have to make all arrangements. We have to tie a ribbon. We have to make everything ready. So I told my helper, hey, Swami is going to open. You have to stay. We all together, some boys also came. They helped and we did everything. And then my helper comes and tells me what he had done. He had swept everything and he had brought all the dirt to the center of the door and he had kept it there. It's quite a pile. And he's saying, what to do with this? I jokingly said, you put it on your head. Because what do you do? Swami is going to come to open, the fellow collected the dirt. And when he was telling me this, Chakravarti sir said, Swami's car is coming. Now there is no time to pick up this and put it in something and throw it out. But there was a big carpet in front of the door, very big carpet. So I told him, you raise that carpet and put all the dirt inside and cover it up with the carpet. So this boy did that, carpet was there. Swami's car came, then I went down, opened the door. I said, Sai Ram Swami, Santosham, he said, he came, he climbed the steps and he stood on the carpet. He did not move, he stood on the carpet. Now my heart was beating. I was saying, why the hell, why is he standing on the carpet? Now he has to cut the ribbon and go inside. No, he didn't do that. He didn't take even the scissors. When boy was holding the tray he didn't take that, he just stood on the carpet. Finished. I said, now something he is going to do. He came back one step and he put his right leg on top of the carpet. And I was literally able to see that the carpet is raised a little bit. And he just pulled it back. And he's called Chakravarti, he said. So he came, what is this? All the dirt is there. Then he looked at me and said, computers don't like dust. Computers should be very clean. Okay? So see that you keep the center very clean, no dirt like this. Okay? And then he moved his forward, the carpet went on top of that. And then he cut the ribbon. Then he came inside. He saw all the things. And then he came to one computer. Then Mr. Ramesh Vadvani also had come that time. So we've explained to Swami about, the things and all. He said, Chala Santosham. And he said, teach all the boys, they should learn computers. And he left. So that is the starting point of my job in Puttaparthi. In 1989, August 9th.